Not all guardians walk on four legs. Some have feathers, vibrant colors, and a mind sharper than anyone expects. This is a story about one such guardian, a beautiful, intelligent parrot who watched over a newborn baby sleeping peacefully in his crib. It all began the day the parents brought their baby home for the first time. As the tiny infant made soft, cooing sounds, the parrot tilted his head, listening intently. The father laughed, saying, "I think he already likes him." Drawn by curiosity, the parrot climbed down from his perch and carefully approached the crib. Just then, the baby opened his tiny eyes and let out a soft sound. In response, the parrot chirped back gently. It was their first conversation, a quiet exchange between an innocent soul and a mind that understood far more than just words. From that day on, a new routine began. Days turned into weeks, and the parrot became completely devoted to the baby's schedule. He wasn't just observing. He was learning, participating. He started mimicking the baby's happy giggles, a perfect, joyful echo that filled the house. When the baby cried, the parrot wouldn't just sit there. He'd call out for the mother, his squawks a clear and urgent signal that the little one needed attention. He watched over the crib like a dedicated soldier guarding a king, his bright eyes missing nothing. He wasn't just a pet anymore. He had become a brother, a teacher, a tiny winged guardian always on duty. The baby's connection to him grew stronger too. A special bond formed, one that soothed and delighted. The baby would often giggle uncontrollably whenever he heard the parrot's familiar whistle. The mother watched in amazement. "He calms down only when he hears you," she'd say. "It's amazing." It was clear this was more than just mimicry. It was a deep, intuitive friendship blooming right before their eyes. Then, the parrot's intelligence began to shine in ways no one could have anticipated. He started doing completely unexpected things that showed a remarkable level of understanding. He figured out how to open the baby's music box all by himself, filling the room with a gentle melody when the house was quiet. If the baby started to cry and the parents weren't nearby, he'd fly over, pick up the father's phone in his beak, and bring it to him a clear message that help was needed. He even seemed to sense changes in the environment. One chilly afternoon, he flew to the window and began tapping on the glass with his beak, a signal that the room was getting too cold for the baby. He understood patterns. He recognized sounds. He felt emotions. It seemed he understood the baby's needs even better than the humans did sometimes. As the days went by, the baby started reaching for him with tiny, curious hands. The parrot, in turn, would sit closer, always careful, always gentle. And so the bond grew, stronger with every feather and every fragile breath they shared. One quiet afternoon, everything changed. The mother was in the kitchen, preparing a meal. The baby was sleeping soundly in his crib, peaceful and still. But the parrot, perched nearby, noticed something strange. A small, colorful toy, hanging on the mobile above the crib, had come loose. Slowly, silently, it began to swing lower, descending toward the sleeping baby's face. In a flash, the parrot reacted. He didn't hesitate. He launched into the air, flying fast and screaming a loud, piercing cry. He didn't cry out of fear. He cried out to warn the world that something was wrong. Just as he shrieked, the toy dropped, its soft edge touching the baby's cheek. Startled, the baby began to struggle and cry. The parrot's screams grew louder, more frantic. He flapped his wings aggressively, a whirlwind of protective fury. The mother heard the commotion and rushed into the room, her heart pounding. "What happened?" she cried, terrified. Her eyes darted from the fallen toy to her crying baby, and then to the parrot, standing guard on the edge of the crib, his feathers still ruffled from the alarm. In that single, breathtaking moment, she understood. His intelligence wasn't just a clever trick or a gift for mimicry. It was love. It was a profound, selfless instinct to protect the one he cared for. And his heroism didn't stop there. Later that same week, he saved the baby again. As the baby slept, his soft blanket had shifted, slowly creeping up until it began to cover his little face. Without a sound, the parrot noticed the danger. He flew down to the crib, landed gently beside the baby, and began to work. With careful precision, he gripped the edge of the blanket in his beak and pulled, tugging it away from the baby's mouth and nose until he could breathe freely again. Not once, but twice he had stepped in. He had protected a life too small and fragile to protect itself. His actions were a testament to his incredible awareness and his unwavering devotion. As the months went by, the baby grew older and more mobile. Soon he was crawling, exploring the world around him. His first destination was often his feathered friend. He would crawl toward the parrot with a determined giggle, and the parrot, in turn, would walk toward him, meeting him halfway. They would touch gently, a small human hand reaching out to a soft feather. Some friendships in this world start with words and grand gestures. But the strongest ones, the ones that truly matter, often start with a quiet, unspoken understanding. The parrot would whistle a soft, sweet tune, and the baby would answer with a laugh, loud and bright and full of pure joy. This was no ordinary bird. This was family.